on this computer. Share screen. All right. Oh, I'm trying to back up here. No, that's not working. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Come on. Okay. How come I'm not getting rid of my side thing here? Oh, Jesus. What was that? Hold on. Sorry about that. She knocked something over and scared the daylights out of both of us. So I want to go back. No, I want to go back. Ah. Sorry, guys. Like I said, things are not. All right. I don't know why I can't do this, but let's see if I can move things. Okay, well, that'll help. Okay, so what I was able to put together when I had just some of my pictures, because what happened this afternoon is a whole bunch that I had tried to load yesterday just appeared, and so I haven't had a chance to, you know, put them on the in the PowerPoint. So I thought we would just go through some of the Mozambique pictures that I have to share that with you. So let's go on, and I can find. Here we are. Yeah, I think we'll do it this way. Okay. So this is Lar do Ouro, Mozambique. In Mozambique, they speak Portuguese, which I didn't realize till I got there. So it was actually, again, as you know, most of Africa was colonialized by the Europeans. So somehow Portugal got a foothold in Mozambique, which is on the coast of Africa. So at the bottom of Africa, you have South Africa, and just above it on the east coast is it's a longish country called Mozambique. So it has a lot of coastline. And so this little town is a beach town, and it's quite beautiful. It's quite verdant, as you see. And this was this lovely B&B where we stayed. And so these are some pictures. So they had this lovely little pool. My room was right over here. I had my own little private room. It was lovely. This is kind of fun. This tree right here this palm tree had little nesting fruit bats. So by day, there were these cozy little bats up in the big palm, and at night they would come out, and they're so darling. They're bigger than the bats that I'm used to here in North America. They're a little bit more fox looking, little fruit bats. They're not that big, but they sure are cute. So they kind of, we had the company of those little fruit bats, which was delightful. This is another view. So if you were looking from here across the pool, this is another little guest house that had 2 rooms in it, and these lovely lounge chairs that would get nice cushions on them. So it was a very relaxing, comfortable environment. We did have some monkeys come through, and there are some berries here on this particular palm that the monkeys loved, along with the birds. So we enjoyed some really pretty birds, and then we had the monkeys come, and where they race across the roof and make a ruckus, and the dogs our wonderful hosts had 5 dogs, and the dogs would go crazy, and the monkeys thought that, of course, was hilarious. This is one of the rooms. Again, it's all open on this side over here. And just as a lovely place where we would meet and we would have animal communication sessions, basically everybody sharing their experiences. So it was so comfortable and so pleasant, just lovely. So I just wanted to give you a feel for where we were. This is an orchid that they had actually grafted on, not grafted, but kind of tied to a palm tree. And they were just stunning. Look at these flowers. They're just gorgeous. So we were lucky that they were blooming when we were there. And then there was this incredible pink one. And you can tell, you can sort of see that they're, it's growing on the palm tree. And, the weather there is just very conducive, very warm. February is the hottest month of the year in that part of the world. And we did have some really kind of beastly temperatures while we were there. So I'm trying to move this up a little, see if we can get my picture. I guess that's where it is. Okay. So we did have we really had one very, very hot day that was really miserable. But mostly, like on this day, it was, overcast and breezy. And this is the Indian Ocean. This is actually a restaurant also owned by our hosts where we had our first dinner. And this is a beautiful view of the Indian Ocean. And what you see here that I love is how clean the beaches are. The beaches are not crowded here. They're, they're beautiful. And and the ocean is this beautiful blue. That's another view going, looking sort of to my right. So here I'm looking straight out, and then to my right, this was the view. Just beautiful. And that's, again, the Indian Ocean. To my left, if I turn the other way, are these beautiful sand dunes, and they are vegetated, as you see, and there are lots of turtles that come up on the beach to dig their nests and bury their eggs, both leatherback and see, brain checking out on me. I'll think of it. Leatherback, two types of turtles, both of whom are endangered, and they are very good at protecting the beaches and not allowing people anywhere near the nests, which is super. So that was reassuring. And then you see again how gorgeous that water is. Let's see, where am I? Oh yeah, here, down here. Okay, so as I said, hopefully next week, if not next week, eventually, we'll have more pictures of us on the water, pictures of us by the Zodiac. The boat that we used to go out on the dolphin swim was a rubber Zodiac, which is really fun when you go over the waves. And it was quite an adventure because we'd all have to push the boat off the beach and then kind of climb in, which was no mean feat, with some help from a guy who was just on the boat to pull us in. And so then we jump in the boat and we'd have to get out, over these waves, which was when it was calm like this, that wasn't a big deal. There was a day that it was a little bit breezy and it was a little intense, but it was still fun. I didn't have any issues with motion sickness, although Netta, one of our gals on the trip, got really sick on the boat, and bless her heart, she had a very hard time. Again, we spent a couple of days doing swimming, snorkeling out with the dolphins, and we had kind of mixed experiences there. We had some of the dolphins, it was very exciting to learn about the different dolphins here. They're the bottlenose, but they're different from our bottlenose in the Atlantic. They're smaller. These are also coastal dolphins. There's deep water dolphins, and then there's these coastal dolphins that Angie at the Dolphin Encounters Tours Research Center has been monitoring now for at least 10 years, I think more like 20 years. And so she knows them really well and has seen, some of the babies grow up. And so she's been filming them and, for quite a long time and keeping track of them. And with them was a humpback dolphin, which I'd never heard of. And a humpback dolphin, if you picture a dolphin with that main dorsal fin, it just kind of goes up and that's it. With a humpback, you kind of get a rise, then you get the fin, and then it kind of comes down like that. It's fascinating. And they're very rare, but there was one of these little humpbacks that hung out with these dolphins, with the coastal dolphins. So we did get to see him, which was exciting because not everybody gets to see him. And so the water is very clear and beautiful. So when you're snorkeling, you get to see them really easily and well. So very fun. So that of course was the first focus of the trip, but then we also did a game drive into what's called the Maputo Special Reserve. So this is a picture from inside our vehicle. That's Netta looking out there, and you see how open these vehicles are. The Maputo Reserve, Special Reserve, is special because Mozambique had a 15-year civil war that was brutal to everybody, and this reserve had been an elephant reserve, and the elephants were wiped out during the war. And so over the last 10 years, they have been restoring this reserve. In other words, with help from different conservation organizations, not the government. The government doesn't have any money. These private organizations and NGOs have been supporting reintroducing the animals into the reserve. And what's lovely about that is that there's not a lot of people that go into the reserve. And later on, you'll see a picture. Actually, you won't see it tonight. I'll share another picture of one of our amazing, wonderful guides who took us through the Kruger National Park in South Africa. But he was part of the reintroduction efforts here. He's an amazing guy. And so they are zebras and Nialas, which are beautiful big antelope that I had never seen. They're not in Kenya. So Nialas, which I didn't get a picture of, but I will have better pictures of Nialas for you to see. And then, impala, elephants. We didn't see, oh yes, we did. We saw a couple giraffes, but all matter of hoofed beings. And the only predators that are there at this point are jackals and some of the birds of prey. So they have not reintroduced lions or cheetahs or leopards because they really need to establish the zebra herds before they do that.
Hey, Kate?
Yeah.
We can't see anything.
What?
We can't see anything on our screens.
Is that true? None of you
Yeah.
can? Oh, super. Okay. Hold on a sec. I don't know why that's happening. Hold on. Can you see the flowers now? Yes, you can.
We
Okay,
can,
so
but we couldn't see anything else that you're talking about, other things.
No, but if I go back, so this was just stuck on the flowers?
No, we saw the ocean, but then we couldn't see anything after that.
All right. I don't understand why that happened. Hold on. Thank you for letting me know. All right. Can you see that picture?
Now I can, yeah.
Okay. So the last picture you saw was the ocean? This
Yep.
one?
Yep.
Oh, good. So okay. And did you see that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
So now you see this one?
Yep.
Okay, super. Okay. Thanks for letting me know, Pen.
No problem. No problem.
Okay. So this again is Netta looking out at part of the Maputo Reserve, Special Reserve. So good. Okay, super. So let me find my cursor here. Hello. Where are you? There you are. Why are you here? I need you to be over here. Hold on. Okay. I think I missed some. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. So this is another shot of this open vehicle. And I'm not sure what everybody's shooting at over there, but that gives you an idea of, how we are in the open. This truck is very different from our truck in Kenya. The truck in Kenya has a roof that lifts up, and then that roof also comes down, and we have windows so we can close it when we're moving. This is open the whole time. When it rains, there are technically supposed to be flaps with, see-through things that come down and that you attach to keep from getting wet, but those aren't very well maintained most of the time, as we experienced when we got to the Kruger and had a 4:30 in the morning game drive in the pouring rain. That was an adventure. Okay, so this is a beautiful view from up on the hill of this salt marsh, river area. So there's a lot of bird life. There are hippos, but this just shows you how beautiful this whole area was. This was that blistering hot day. And just to show you a few of the birds, these are the egrets, and then some egrets in flight. and didn't see a lot of hippos. Saw quite a few birds. Again, we saw a stork and the egrets and some plovers, which are now called lapwings. They've decided, the ornithologists just changed the names, and everybody in Africa was saying they just changed the names so they have to reprint books and sell more books. I don't know if it's true or not, but it sort of seemed that way. So this next slide is, I'm going to jump a little bit ahead here, because as I say, I don't have a lot of slides of the of a lot of the stuff we were doing by the ocean, but I will have some more pictures to share. So this is from the game drive, the first game drive in the Kruger. So what happened was, after our days in Maputo, the day we left for Kruger was pouring rain, and we were going to have rain for the next few days. And so we had quite a journey to get to Kruger National Park. And but when we got there, it kind of cleared up that afternoon, and we went on a game drive in a bigger vehicle with more people that were not in our group. And so we saw some wonderful critters when we were there. So this is a wildebeest. This is a little better picture. You can see the striping on him. And it's fascinating because these wildebeests are different from the ones we saw in Kenya. In Kenya, they were a little skinnier, and they were bearded. These guys don't have the beard that the Kenyan wildebeest. There are a few different, I guess we'd call them subspecies of wildebeest. And in the Kruger National Park, there's just this particular one. And wildebeests tend to hang out with impalas and with zebras because, of course, there's safety in numbers. And Kruger is just an extraordinary place. So again, we left Mozambique. We had to go through customs and get our passports stamped, and then we had to stop again in South Africa and get our passports stamped in South Africa. And just a very different feel from Mozambique to South Africa. And I love Kenya. Kenya, just something about it touches my heart. And I couldn't quite feel that same connection with Mozambique. It was interesting. But I did feel it in South Africa. And in Mozambique, again, because this special reserve here has just, the animals are coming there and are being reintegrated. And there's not a lot of people that come through. The animals are very skittish. It's very difficult to get pictures in the Maputo Reserve unless you've got a really good camera, because they tend to run off as soon as they hear or see the vehicle. But in Kruger, like in Kenya, the animals are so used to the vehicles, they're just completely, it doesn't faze them a bit, which is lovely, because then you get to really be, up close and personal like I am here with this guy, because these are just from my cell phone. And again, I obviously could do a little better job of focusing. Still learning how to do that. But these guys are all fairly close, or I wasn't going to bother because my cell phone, doesn't have the quality of zooming that a real camera does. So Bonnie had her excellent camera. Netta had a good camera, and so we're going to get some nice pictures from them with their good lenses. But so all of my pictures are because the animals are very close. Now I'm going to share one of the most, one of the first really kind of thrilling thing that happened on that afternoon game drive, and it was this. This is a sleeping lioness, and this is the road. She was literally just snoozing. She made a lovely little nest in the grass, and you see how long the grass is. They had just had these gorgeous rains. As I mentioned, you know, it rained on us, but they'd had a couple weeks of rain. And in Africa, it can be so barren and dry. And within days, literally almost hours of rain, everything starts sprouting and blooming and growing. And it's an amazing thing that nature does. So here was this lovely, lovely lioness, just snoozing by the side of the road. So of course, you know, everybody's clicking away. And so, you know, she woke up like, oh, hello, people. And she just, you know, kind of stayed there while she was waking up, and then sat up. Look at how gorgeous she is. And then I got the shot. So, you know, that's one of those amazing shots I was able to get. See, you can even see the scratch on her nose. She must have been, you know, in a little tussle with another lioness. And I did notice before, but she's got a little chunk out of her ear there. She was kind of skinny. You know, we were a little bit concerned because she looked a little thin, but we were assured by our guides that, you know, they do that. They get skinny, and then they go hunt, and then they you know, catch a zebra or an impala or whatever. Usually zebras. Zebras are the main food for lions, and then everybody gets fat and happy. But they may not hunt for you know, a week. And they, you know, they definitely lose some muscle mass, or, you know, they lose some weight. But what I love about her is that you can see that, you know, her muscles are good. I mean, look at the definition in her shoulders, in her paws, you know, and she's not hurting for, she was just a little skinny. I think that was my last slide for tonight. So, again, what I also have for you is I have some wonderful giraffe pictures, elephants, zebras, impala. Impala are extraordinary animals because we learned from one of our guides that most of the hoofed animals are either leaf eaters or grass eaters. And so if there's not grass, they're in big trouble. And if there's, you know, if the trees for some reason get denuded, then the giraffes are in trouble. But impalas will eat either and both. So that is part of why they're so successful. And some of the best pictures I have to share with you are of hyenas. And I'm very excited to share more about hyenas because I learned a lot about them and the bad rap that they get, which is not fair. You know, the Lion King has not done anything for hyenas, which is a shame because they're amazing creatures. They're a matriarchal society. All the females have higher status than the males. They are prodigious hunters. I thought they were more carrion feeders, you know, that they would, you know, try to move in on a kill. But in fact, it's only 40% of their diet. 60% is due from their own very well-coordinated hunting. So they're actually more successful hunters than anybody else, than the lions, than the cheetahs, than the leopards, than anybody. And you guys will love this. They're neither canine nor feline. They are in their own phylum, which is extraordinary. And so you don't, you know, I thought they were more canine because of course they're pack animals, but they're actually their own unique beings. And so they're called cubs, not pups. And I have some wonderful close-up pictures to share with you of the hyenas, which I had hoped to get on here today, but due to technical difficulties in my own fuzzy head, I didn't get as far as I'd hoped. But I have them, and we will do those. We'll do more next week because I'll have my giraffes, my elephants, my hyenas, zebras. I'll have all of those guys to share with you next week. So we'll kind of do this in, you know, we'll do this in stages as I get more pictures, because I'd love to share this with you guys and sort of take you with me on these journeys with the animals. And then we'll share too, you know, some of the communing experiences, some of the experiences of tuning in that we had. We had a lovely small group this time, and everybody really was on the same page about really loving the animals and wanting to deeply connect. And, you know, so there was no divisiveness. It was lovely. It was very, very sweet that way. So, so that's what I wanted to share with you tonight. Does anybody have any questions or would like to see any of the other of the slides that I've shared so far again? Because I kind of went through them quickly. Anything? Nope. You might. Oh, Siobhan, did you go ahead and unmute yourself?
I just wanted to say how beautiful the lioness is. Could you send me some of the pictures? I would love to paint her.
Yes, and I have some other great pictures of a group of lions. I don't know if it's the whole pride, part of the pride, but if you saw on my Facebook page, I posted that lioness lying down. I don't know if you saw that. So I have, that's
No.
my, okay, so the main, you know, I had the giraffes as my main picture on the website. So I put the lioness up just
Okay,
a couple days ago. So see, look at her too, because she's just elegant and stunning. So sure, I can share pictures with you guys because these are all mine. You know, if there's other pictures that you love that belong to Bonnie or someone else, I'll have to have their permission. But so far, what I've got are all mine. So fortunately, yep, my focus was really good here, and I captured her so beautifully. But she was so relaxed and just like, okay, I just got up from my nap. Okay, you people, whatever. Which was lovely. And I you know, the daytime game drives are a little easier. When we did that morning game drive at 4:30 in the morning, it was pouring rain. We did come across a couple male lions who were, and it had been very wet, so they were damp and kind of chilly. And the trouble with the nighttime or the morning is everybody's shining these lights at them, which I mean, they're used to it, but I think it's terribly invasive. And you know, here they were just trying to sleep. They'd had a long night with the rain and all these people shining everything at them. Not my idea of fun. So when we're in our small group, we had these beautiful close encounters that the animals hung out with us. And that's just part of the whole energy work that, you know, we do as a pack. And that is so important to me to extend to, you know, in our group on the trip. So we did that beautifully and successfully, and we have some great things to share because of that. So we can stop for tonight unless anybody has anything else they'd like to ask or share. Any questions about the dolphins or anything there? Nope. Okay. Let me do this. Let me close this, and I'm hopefully I'll do better next time with just getting the pictures and not all this stuff around it. So thanks for your patience. Is there anything else? Again, I'm happy to see you guys. It was, you know, the trip back the trip there and back is long, really, really long, grueling. And all of our flights, Bonnie and my flights, went without a hitch. We just kept affirming smooth and easy, smooth and easy, smooth and easy. And happily it was, because you have so many opportunities to get hung up in different ways. We spent 4 hours in Paris and I got to practice my French a little, which was fun. And I was determined to have a croissant and a organic coffee while I was in Paris. In the airport, in Charles de Gaulle Airport. We didn't get to go to Paris. We were just in the airport, but that was close enough. So, so that was fun. We had 4 hours to kill while we were waiting for our next flight. So anyway, lovely to see you all. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And as I say, we'll have more pictures and a lot more animals to share next week. Okay, so love to you guys, and you know, please feel free to write me with any questions or anything else that you'd like me to share. You know, because I'm always here to respond to anything you guys would like to do or you know, communicate with and all that good stuff. So thanks again. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next week.
Feel better.
Thanks. Bye.